Hello there. Roofs that can be overlaid. Now, what do we actually mean by roofs that can be overlaid? Well, you take for instance this roof. This is an asphalt roof and it's got stones over the top of it. By the time we've cleaned all the stones off of the top of it and we've washed it down and we've prepared it, filled any divots, things like that, etc., this roof can be overlaid. And that means we get a roofing membrane which goes over the top of this existing membrane, and it saves us stripping the old one. So why do we want to save the old one? Well, it's not that we want to save it, but we don't want to have the cost of removing it. That's the main thing. Now, there's another interesting scenario as well. Part L of the building regulations. Now, Part L1B is for retrofit, and that's for existing buildings when you're renovating them. If we strip this roof, we could trigger Part L1B of the building regulations, and then we would have to insulate the roof. Now, you should really be insulating the roof anyhow, but that's a different subject that I cover, and if you go to the website, you'll see that insulating roofs. And if we go over the top of this, we overlay, and it's sometimes called capping. If we overlay or cap this particular roof, and we don't strip it, we've got a saving there in a couple of different places. Now, there's other roofs here that I'm going to show you examples. If we take, for instance, this one now, this one here is an asphalt roof. It's got a black bitumen paint that someone's painted on it, and it's all flaky. Well, it's not a problem. Again, we can clean this roof up and we don't have to strip it. Although there's another reason that we don't want to strip roofs as well. And that is, if we did strip this roof, it's going to take us quite a while to strip it. And once we've stripped it, we're going to have to re-roof it on the same day, if not try and cover it to stop any weather from getting in. So the bigger the roof is, the more complicated that comes, because you can't actually strip a roof and get it successfully covered in one day. So you might have to have a tin roof over the top, which is some scaffolding with tin over the top of it to keep the weather out, and it all puts the costs up. So overlaying or capping roofs is a really good idea. Let's move to the next one. Now, this one is covered with a silver reflective paint. Again, another asphalt roof. London is covered with asphalt roofs, and a lot of them have been covered with other materials, but let's just go for this one. Standard scenario for an asphalt roof is this: silver paint over the top. Well, again, we can overlay this roof. It needs cleaning. We may have to just buff this up a little bit just so that we can get a grip on it. But that depends on the system that we're going to use. And again, I'm not going into systems here. I'm just showing roofs that can be overlaid. Every roof chooses its own roofing system. It's not me who chooses the system. It's not you who should be choosing the system. We should be looking at the roof, discussing what we want from the roof, how we want it to perform, and then we choose the system to go over the top of it. Again, that's covered on the website. So the last roof I'm going to show you is this particular roof, and it's a felt roof. Now, felt, not a problem to cap over the top of. We normally just have to wash all this down, get rid of all the bits and pieces which are on it, because it tends to go into sort of like little flakes, and we have to brush it all off. So we brush it off, we wash it down, we fill all the divots and repair it all the way around, then we can successfully go over the top of this roof. So now I'm going to leave you with some other examples of roofs scrolling up, and some links to some different videos that I've done which may also be of interest to you. My name's Stephen from London Flat Roofing.